Hello and thank you for tuning in to News Today, where we break down the day's top stories with precision and clarity. Without delay, let's explore the headlines first. The Supreme Court of India expressed concern over the misuse of content on social media platforms. Gravitational waves reveal first-of-its-kind merger between neutron star and mystery object. An Indian expatriate is poised to become the first Indian space tourist. The Election Commission of India has provided facilities of home voting in coming 2024 elections. Volcanic Vortex Rings observed from the Mount Etna. The Indian Institute of Science designed novel hydrogel to remove microplastics from water. Starting with the first news. The Supreme Court of India has recently expressed deep concern over the misuse of content on social media platforms. The court has denounced the spread of factually incorrect and unfounded statements made regarding pending cases on these social media platforms. Let us first explore the reasons behind the misuse of social media. Primarily, the rapid growth of the internet coupled with the anonymity has created an environment ripe for abuse. The rise in the user base of social media along with the ambiguity in the law, particularly regarding the responsibility of social media platforms, has allowed this misuse to persist. Other reasons include the rise of artificial intelligence, for example, the deepfake and absence of the robust grievance redressal mechanism, and more. The negative impacts of this misuse are multifaceted. It has led to the propagation of prejudiced narratives based on incomplete or inaccurate information, as well as excessive trolling and unjustified public opinions. Furthermore, the misuse has resulted in incidents of defamation, invasion of privacy, and even the disrespect of religious sentiments, along with the morphing of women's images and spread of revenge porn. This has also raised concerns about the fear of biasness in judicial decisions, as the public sentiment can exert undue pressure on the courts. It also includes some other negative impacts, including spread of disharmony, financial frauds, incitement of violence, etc. To address these challenges, the government has taken several steps. The introduction of information technology, the Intermediary Guidelines and Digital Media Ethics Code Rules 2021 is a significant development, along with the establishment of the PIB's fact-check unit under these rules. The government has also issued advisories mandating intermediaries to communicate prohibited content and has taken action to block OTT platforms that publish obscene or vulgar content. The way forward involves investing in research and development to improve deepfake detection techniques, as well as fostering collaboration between governments, tech companies, and civil society organizations to find comprehensive solutions to this pressing issue. The Supreme Court's concern over the misuse of social media platforms is a wake-up call for all stakeholders to come together and address this challenge effectively. By doing so, we can ensure that the digital space remains a platform for constructive dialogue and the free exchange of ideas without the threat of misinformation and harmful content.
Ahead in the news. Gravitational waves reveal first-of-its-kind merger between neutron star and mystery object. In a historic discovery, the LIGO-Virgo-Kagra collaboration has detected a merger event known as GW230529, which is the first-of-its-kind merger between a neutron star and a mysterious object. This merger is truly groundbreaking. It involves the collision of a neutron star, a dense remnant of a massive star that runs out of fuel and collapse, with a mystery object whose mass lies in the mass gap. Mass gap is the range between the heaviest known neutron star and the lightest known black hole. Gravitational waves, or GWs, are ripples in the fabric of space-time predicted by Einstein's general theory of relativity. These waves are produced by some of the most violent and energetic processes in the universe. Key features of gravitational waves are that they travel at the speed of light and are produced by cataclysmic events such as colliding black holes, stars exploding at the end of their lifetimes, and colliding neutron stars. Gravitational waves' groundbreaking discovery was first made possible in 2015 by the Laser Interferometer Gravitational Wave Observatory, or LIGO. These waves hold the significance of carrying invaluable information about their origins, providing clues to the nature of gravity and the universe that cannot be observed with traditional electromagnetic waves. Further, if we talk about LIGO, then it consists of two interferometers, each with two 4-kilometer-long arms arranged in the shape of an L. These instruments act as antennae to detect gravitational waves. It is also equipped with stable high-power lasers, precisely figured mirrors, ultra-quiet vibration isolation systems, and sophisticated hierarchical feedback systems. LIGO India, a collaborative project between the Department of Atomic Energy, and the Department of Science and Technology in Maharashtra will soon join this global network of gravitational wave detectors.
In our next news, an Indian expatriate is poised to become the first Indian space tourist. This exciting opportunity is set to take place on upcoming NS-25 mission of Blue Origin's, an American space startup, which will take 6 passengers on a thrilling journey to the edge of space this month. Now let's delve deeper into the concept of space tourism. Space tourism refers to traveling into space for recreational purposes, and it can be broadly categorized into 3 types. Suborbital space flights reaching an altitude of 100 kilometers, referred to as the Karman line, orbital space flights reaching altitudes over 400 kilometers, and lunar space tourism involving full trips to the moon. According to estimates, the global space tourism market size is expected to grow at a compound annual growth rate of 44.8% from 2024 to 2030. This remarkable growth can be attributed to various factors, including advancements in technology such as reusable rockets and improved spacecraft, as well as increased public interest and awareness driven by media coverage and documentaries. Additionally, the diversification of offerings from space hotels to leisure time in space, the reduced costs due to economies of scale, innovative business models involving partnerships and crowdfunding, and the growing support from governments in the form of incentives and regulatory frameworks have all contributed to the expansion of the space tourism industry. However, this burgeoning industry is not without its concerns. The issue of space debris polluting the Earth's atmosphere, the ethical consideration of space tourism being affordable only for the wealthy, regulatory challenges such as liability in case of accidents, and the potential health issues due to the effects of microgravity and radiation exposure are all pressing matters that need to be addressed. The existing legal framework, including the Outer Space Treaty 1967 and the Convention on International Liability for Damage Caused by Space Objects, provides a foundation for the regulation of space activities. Moving forward, the key priority should be to promote inclusive and green space tourism, ensuring that the benefits of this new frontier are accessible to wider population, and to develop a robust regulatory framework that balances the interest of all stakeholders, from space tourists to the space industry and the global community. In another news, the Election Commission of India for the first time has provided facilities of home voting in coming 2024 elections. This move aligns with the Election Commission's motto of "No voter is left behind." The home voting facility allows eligible individuals to cast their votes from the comfort of their own homes, with the involvement of a full contingent of polling staff and security personnel. The secrecy of the voting process is meticulously maintained throughout the procedure. The beneficiaries of this home voting facility include persons with disabilities who meet the 40% benchmark disability criteria, as well as senior citizens aged 85 years and above. In addition to this, the EC has implemented other measures to make the voting process more inclusive. For instance, they have abolished the requirement of Form M for Kashmiri migrants residing in Jammu and Udhampur, making it easier for them to exercise their voting rights. Furthermore, the EC has launched the Systematic Voters Education and Electoral Participation Program, which aims to engage PWDs and sensitize their friends, families, and polling officials to ensure a more accessible and accommodating electoral process. Another significant initiative by the EC is the proposed multi-constituency remote electronic voting machine, which would enable migrant voters to exercise their vote from their current place of residence. The Election Commission has also expanded the eligibility for postal ballot, allowing special voters, service voters, voters on election duty, and electors subjected to preventive detention to cast their votes by post. Additionally, the Election Commission provides the option for proxy voting, which allows registered electors to delegate their voting rights to a representative they nominate. This facility is currently available for service voters, which include members of the armed forces, police forces servicing outside their state, person who is employed under Government of India in a post outside India, and members of a force to which the Army Act 1950 is applicable. These initiatives by the Election Commission of India demonstrate a concerted effort to make the electoral process more inclusive and accessible for all eligible voters, ensuring that no one is left behind in the democratic process.
Let's move ahead in the news. Volcanic Vortex Rings has been observed from the Mount Etna. Mount Etna, the world's most active and Europe's largest volcano, located on the east coast of Sicily, Italy, has been the stage for a mesmerizing display of volcanic vortex rings, or VVR. VVR, also known as volcanic smoke rings, are a truly captivating sight. They are generated when gas, predominantly water vapor, is released rapidly through a circular vent in the volcanic crater. It's a breathtaking example of the power and beauty of nature. But what makes Mount Etna the perfect canvas for these natural wonders? The answer lies in the region's unique geological setting. Mount Etna is situated in the highly active tectonic zone of the Mediterranean Sea region, which is part of the mid-continental volcanic belt. The other important belt includes Circum-Pacific, or Ring of Fire, and Mid-Atlantic belt. Now let's also understand why Mediterranean Sea region has a highly active tectonic zone. This is because the region is characterized by the convergence of the Eurasian and African continental plates as well as other minor plates. This convergence creates a subduction zone in the western part of the sea, leading to the formation of volcanoes. If we talk about the subduction zone, then it is a collision between two of Earth's tectonic plates where one plate sinks into the mantle underneath the other plate. This results in the creation of chains of submarine volcanoes in the sea. In fact, the Mediterranean Sea is home to a number of other notable volcanoes, including Mount Vesuvius and Stromboli, all of which have been shaped by this dynamic tectonic activity. Moving ahead in the news, Indian Institute of Science designed novel hydrogel to remove microplastics from water. This novel hydrogel boasts a unique intertwined polymer network that can bind microplastics and degrade them using UV light irradiation. Comprising three distinct polymer layers, chitosan, polyvinyl alcohol, and polyaniline, the indigenous creation also incorporates nanoclusters, specifically the copper substitute, polyoxometallate. These nanoclusters act as a catalyst that can use UV light for degradation. During research, this remarkable hydrogel exhibited exceptional efficiency. Microplastics are small plastic fragments, typically less than 5 mm long. They are categorized as primary, stemming from commercial use, for example, microbeads in cosmetics and toothpastes, etc. Microfibers shed from clothing and other textiles, such as fishing nets. And secondary, which result from the breakdown of larger plastic items such as water bottles, etc. This breakdown is caused by exposure to environmental factors, mainly the sun's radiation and ocean waves. Their impact on the environment and human health is profound. It can be mistakenly consumed by marine organisms and will disturb the whole food chain. It has reached remote areas like Antarctica. Also, gastrointestinal issues, endocrine disruptions, respiratory problems, and allergy are some issues which pose a serious threat to human health. Let us now discuss the initiatives taken to curb the menace of microplastics. The global community has recognized the urgency of addressing plastic pollution through initiatives such as the Global Partnership on Plastic Pollution and Marine Litter, launched at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development Summit 2012. And the International Convention for the Prevention of Pollution from Ships, adopted by International Maritime Organization in 1973. These concerted efforts underscore the collective commitment to safeguarding the environment from the perils of plastic pollution. Moreover, India has also taken proactive steps to address the issue of plastic pollution, including the ban on single-use plastics from 2022 and the implementation of extended producer responsibility for plastics under the Plastic Waste Management Rules 2016. Additionally, the formation of the Unplastic Collective, a collaborative effort spearheaded by the Confederation of Indian Industry, UNEP, and WWF India, exemplifies India's dedication to combating plastic pollution through collective action. The place in news for today is Mali with its capital Bamako. It is in the news as recently Mali has banned the media from reporting on activities of political parties and associations. If we talk about its political boundaries, then it is a landlocked country of Western Africa. It mainly lies in the Sahel region, which is a transitional zone between the arid Sahara Desert to the north and the belt of humid savannas to the south. The country is bounded by Algeria in the north, Niger and Burkina Faso in the east, Côte d'Ivoire and Guinea in the south, and Senegal and Mauritania in the west. If we talk about its geographical features, its major rivers are Niger and Senegal, and its highest point is Hambori Tondo.
As we conclude today's main news, let's take a look at some quick updates. First virtual joint working group meeting of New Renewable Energy Technology Action was held between representatives of India and USA. RETAB was announced by India and US jointly in 2023 under Strategic Clean Energy Partnership. SCEP was launched in 2021 and is a collaborative effort between India and US to accelerate clean energy innovation and deployment. ADB in its Asian Development Outlook report forecasted India's growth at 7.0% this year and 7.2% next year. ADO is a yearly report by the Asian Development Bank that analyzes economic and development issues in developing countries across Asia and Pacific. Headquartered in Manila, Philippines, it was established in the year 1966. Recently, Indian Pharmacopoeia Commission has issued a drug safety alert over the use of the anti-inflammatory drug nimesulide. Autonomous institution of the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. Its basic function is to update regularly the standards of drugs. It publishes Indian Pharmacopoeia. Incidents of doxing are increasing over internet. The term doxing is derived from phrase dropping docs or documents. It refers to collection of a user's private information across multiple platforms including social media by an unauthorized individual. The number of cases of whooping cough have been rising in China. The whooping cough is a highly contagious respiratory tract infection which is caused by the Bordetella pertussis bacteria. The bacteria attaches to cilia, which is tiny hair-like extensions that is a part of upper respiratory system. NASA's space data on ocean atmosphere and climate is now available to the public. Plankton Aerosol Climate Ocean Ecosystem or PACE satellite is placed in a Sun synchronous orbit, which means that it will always be synced to the same position relative to the Sun. Reports highlighted that artists of Kuchipudi dance struggling for survival. The Kuchipudi dance is a classical Indian dance form originated in the Kuchipudi village of Andhra Pradesh. This form is known for its quick moves, lively eye expressions and more. A year-long conflict in Sudan unleashed waves of ethnic violence and driven millions into extreme hunger and creating large displacement crisis. Other conflict areas in Africa includes Libya, Ethiopia, Somalia and the Democratic Republic of Congo. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Knowledge. We appreciate your company. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solution to today's quiz and to access the PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description.